A few weeks ago, I was running a coaching session with a small group of guys, and one of the guys on paper was just a really good catch for women. He was a good-looking guy. He was a doctor. He recently moved here, and yeah, he had plenty to give. And yet, I'd be sending him in to talk to women, and constantly, he'd come back feeling frustrated and annoyed. And I'd see him go in, he'd have a conversation, he'd come back, and didn't really get a number, didn't go great, go in, come back. And I said to him, you don't look like you're having fun. And he said, I'm not. And so, I gave him things to say, like playful lines, banter lines, things to make fun in the interaction. And he'd say them and he'd do them, but it was never fun. Like the girls would maybe laugh, but you could see he wasn't having fun. And I said to him, it looks to me like you struggle with the idea of fun. Even when I give you something fun to say, you're struggling with it. If I were to say to you, how do you relate to your inner child? How would you feel about that? And he looked at me and said, I hated myself as a kid. I feel sad about myself as a kid, and I don't really like thinking about myself as I was as a child. I much prefer myself as an adult. And that was the answer to what he was struggling with. This client didn't know how to have fun. So even when he said the right thing or did the right thing, it wasn't fun for him, and so it wasn't really fun for women, so he wasn't ever really engaging and getting the buying results that he wanted. So today I really want to talk to you about having fun. Do you know how to have fun? Do you know how to be a guy who has fun in the places that he goes, or do you hope that fun people are around so that you can enjoy yourself? It's an important distinction. Today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about fun. I want to talk about your connection with your inner child and how the two are related and how to build and increase your ability to have fun. Keep watching. I want to start this video by saying I'm not talking about how to entertain women. Today's video is not about how to entertain women. Today's video is how to entertain you. How good are you at entertaining yourself? Because that's really, really important. I think there's too much emphasis put on trying to be the person that makes other people laugh. But really, I don't do that either. I'm not ever trying to make women laugh. I'm trying to make me laugh. Recently, I've been going to salsa classes, and I'm not that great at salsa yet, but I force myself to go every Friday night to social salsa nights, so nights held at a club full of social salsa dancers, to practice social dancing. And I'm not very good, so when I go and I dance with women, I'm not doing a great dancing job yet. I hope to be great one day. That day is not today. But what I do is I make sure that I'm having fun. Even though I'm not good, even though I'm making mistakes, even though I'm doing dumb stuff and sometimes losing my timing, I'm having fun. I'm laughing about it. I'll make some jokes about what's happening. I'm clearly enjoying myself while dancing with these women, even though I'm not great yet. And the result is that people, not just the women, but because I'm having fun, people in the salsa environment are wanting to hang out. I am meeting people frequently. I'm having women wanting to dance with me. And I'm not talking about this in a dating sense. I want to make this clear. I'm trying to get out that people just want to be around people who know how to have fun, who know how to make something fun for themselves. Because even though your version of fun isn't everyone else's version of fun, we always can't help but gravitate towards people who are fun in general. And so how does this relate exactly to inner child? And what is this inner child thing that I talked about in the introduction? Well, I always like to think of us, human beings, as having two parts of ourselves. We have our adult side, which is the part of us that is very good at thinking about the future impacts of today's actions. It's the part of us that's serious. It's the part of us that works hard. It's the part of us that says, I'm going to go and do this thing I don't really want to do, but because it needs to be done, because it's the right thing to do, because eventually it'll lead me to the goals that I want in life. It's serious. It takes itself seriously. And it's very status conscious. And it's very conscious of how other people think about it. That's our adult self. But inside of all of us, there's still a little child. And our inner child is impetuous. It is childish. It is emotional. It is unpredictable. It also wants to have fun. It doesn't care about the implications for tomorrow. It doesn't concern itself with what other people will think of it. But because of that, it's able to have fun. Because fun shouldn't require other people's approval to exist. Fun is fun all of itself. And what I see in a lot of clients is that the clients who struggle with the idea of having fun and being someone who's fun, almost always, not always, but almost always, have a uncomfortable relationship with their child. Unfortunately, this is a result of the society in which we live. We live in a society that tries to push down and suppress our inner child. It tells us there's no place for that in the real world. As we become adults, we're told you need to be adult, you need to be serious, you need to get a wife and take responsibility and have a family and just be a responsible, forward-thinking human being who never indulges in silliness and frivolity. But I'd argue that a perfectly healthy, well-adjusted adult, male or female, has a healthy relationship with both their adult and their child, and both their adult and their child are let out at different times, at appropriate times. So, for example, when I'm making videos, when I'm doing my work, when I'm doing serious things in my life, my child is down. My child is not active. But when I go to salsa, if I go out with friends to have a good night out, my child is out. He's ready to play. He's allowed out of his box to be impetuous and silly and sometimes irresponsible, not majorly. There's still some sort of an adult watching over. But basically, he's out and free to play and have fun and be childhood Damien. And that, to me, is what a healthy, balanced adult experiences. But our society, they really push that down. And some cultures are far worse than others. So in Western culture, yes, we don't really value the inner child as much as we could. But in other cultures, more conservative cultures, so I see it around Eastern Europe where our little child is often repressed. I see it in Southeast Asia. In fact, a lot of Asia, the childlike qualities that we have are often suppressed and often demonized in the same way that sexuality in women has been historically demonized, right? So what I notice with a lot of Indian clients, for example, they really struggle to connect with their inner child because culturally it's pushed down so heavily from such a young age that there is shame around connecting with one's inner child. This isn't to say that Indian guys can't be funny. I mean, Jesus, two of my favorite comedians, Aziz Ansari and Russell Peters, are Indian. They're perfectly capable of being really funny, but culturally, our inner child often gets suppressed, and it's worse for many cultures. And so that's one of the reasons why you'll find people from conservative cultures often struggle. There's a number of reasons for it, but they often struggle to meet women. They often struggle in social settings because in the Western world, we are a little bit more accepting of our inner child coming out. And especially when it comes to dating, there is a vulnerability with fun. There is a vulnerability to our inner child coming out to play. And it's not the same as emotional vulnerability and sharing deep, dark emotions, but when you can just be fun and not worry too much about how you look to other people, you can show, I'm not taking myself too seriously. I can dance with a girl, make mistakes, laugh about it, not in a self-deprecating, like I'm a loser way, but just, yeah, I suck right now. It's all good. Like, I don't care, but it's fun. There's a vulnerability that comes with that. And women find that more often than not, they find that sexy in a guy. So with all that being said, hopefully maybe I've got you convinced. How can you increase the amount of fun? How can you increase your connection with your little child? Well, the answer is not something you're going to like because the child, our adult and our child don't usually get along because our adult is serious and cares about what other people think. Our little child is the opposite. And so when you're deeply, deeply rooted in your adult, you will feel a huge amount of almost repulsion at the idea of engaging with your inner child. What kind of activities would help you? Sadly, anything that feels frivolous, feckless, and childish. So getting involved with stand-up comedy, getting involved in ecstatic dance. So if you don't know what ecstatic dance is where there's music being played and there's no specific dance style. You're just supposed to move with however you feel. You don't dance with other people. You dance alone. You just feel your own rhythm and just go with it. And it's very emotionally vulnerable because you're just moving and not talking to anyone, not interacting with anyone. You're just weirdly dancing. And everyone is weirdly dancing. Drum circles, right? Where you sit in a group of, like, there are drum circle events around the place. And a lot of these are kind of more hippie events. Anything that you would normally consider frivolous and childish connects into that is what you need to start bringing into your life to get you more and more comfortable inhabiting your child space and letting go. And you will struggle. You will do these. You will go to improv comedy and you will be in your head. You will constantly be thinking, can I say that so other people won't judge me? You'll constantly be thinking, what would it look like if I said this or if I said that? You're constantly stuck in your adult. But the more you engage in these activities, the more you push yourself to these events, the more you're going to start to be comfortable from that child space. And all of a sudden, one day you realize, holy crap, I'm having fun. I am at this improv event and I am being a fun person. How did that happen? And that's how you do it. But you're going to feel so much pushback. I promise you, it's not going to feel nice. You're going to feel repelled by it. But this is, I'd argue, a critical part of your self-development as a man. Forget women. You're not doing this to attract women. It will have a massive impact on your ability to attract women. But don't do it for women. Do it because life is meant to be fun. Do it because you want to improve your life happiness. If you can't connect with your child, you can never be truly happy, because happiness as part of that is being able to let go and have fun and not care what other people think. And if you can't do that, life is always going to be that little bit too serious for you. If you've done this before, have you ever tried to really connect with your inner child when you struggle with it? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. This is something that I am hugely passionate about. It was a big part of my own self-development, and I'm working on this with guys quite a bit of the time. By the way, if you'd like to work with this on this with me, check out my link below and do a phone coaching session with me or one of my coaches, as this is stuff that we do all the time, and it's so important for men's personal development. I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, check out some of others over here, because if you like this, you'll probably like them as well. As always, take care, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you in my future videos.